Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jewel Obed. If this is your first time here, karibu sana, and if you're a returning subscriber, I really appreciate your presence. This is the 6th episode of the Makeup and Mind Talk, where I do my makeup, where we talk about different topics on mental health. Today we're going to be talking about burnout. We're going to define it. We're going to talk about the signs, and we're going to talk about what to do in case you're struggling with burnout. Burnout is physical, emotional, or mental exhaustion that is caused by prolonged stress, and this stress could be caused by overgiving, lack of boundaries, people pleasing, or overworking. So you basically feel exhausted, you feel drained. It could be physically, mentally, or like just emotionally, because you've been giving so much and you're basically filling other people's cups, yet yours is running dry, and it makes you feel very exhausted. And even you might sleep maybe to try and wake up and feel better, but after you sleep you wake up still feeling the same. That is burnout. And we've said that burnout occurs when we overgive to people. There's a video I did on people pleasing. Overgiving and people pleasing go hand in hand, so you can check out that video and learn more about that. Burnout especially affects caregivers. If you're somebody who cares for somebody who is not feeling well, you might experience burnout because of overgiving if you're not taking good care of yourself. So it's very important to acknowledge that as a human, sometimes you'll go through this, and it's okay, because there are certain steps that you can follow for you to feel better. And burnout is not just normal fatigue where you're just tired and then that you'll rest and then the next day you feel better. So let's look at the signs to tell that you're experiencing a burnout. The first sign that you're experiencing burnout is that you experience constant fatigue. Even after resting, you wake up still feeling tired. That could show that actually you're struggling with burnout, okay? Another sign is that you start to feel detached or numb from whatever that you're doing. You feel like dissociated from whatever you're doing because you're so tired. You no longer have the ability to connect with whatever that you're doing. Another sign that you're experiencing burnout is that you experience a lot of mood swings and irritability. You're very snappy around people. You are in a bad mood around people. You're just moody, and you're very irritable. Anything small aches you and it makes you snap. So to lead me to my next point is that since you're very moody, you have emotional outbursts. That is where you're lashing out, you're telling people off all the time, or you emotionally shut down completely. Another sign is that you experience lack of sleep, or you sleep too much. So basically hypersomnia or insomnia. You struggle to sleep, or the opposite, you actually sleep more than usual. So you experience physical symptoms like headaches or muscle tension. Another sign is that you dread the tasks that you used to enjoy previously. You no longer find joy in doing things that used to give you motivation, outbursts of joy. You're no longer having fun doing them, and you're feeling drained because maybe you're in a role where it requires you to give emotionally, to talk to people. Maybe you're a therapist, you're a counselor, you're a pastor, and you're not filling your cup as you give. You're just giving and filling other people's cups. That could be a sign that you're experiencing a burnout. You're feeling emotionally exhausted, okay? It not only has to be physical, that's what I'm saying. So what are you supposed to do if you're experiencing a burnout? Let's talk about it. One, I need you to acknowledge that you're actually burnt out, because denial, if you keep being in denial about it, you won't see it as a problem, and you won't see the need to actually do things that make you feel better, okay? So acknowledge that you're experiencing a burnout, and it's okay to experience a burnout. It's not wrong because you've been overgiving, and now you have to come to the point where you're like, I need to set boundaries for myself. Second point is try and rest, okay? And when I talk about rest, I'm not just saying sleep. Rest comes in different forms. One, you can prioritize the rest of your nervous system through things like taking nature walks, doing deep breathing. Things that help you relax your nervous system will go a long way. Also, I'd like you to embrace the act of like just doing nothing and not being guilty about it. It's okay for you to take a break, to breathe, and to just live life intentionally. You don't have to be in a rush all the time that you even forget yourself, okay? It's okay to rest. Also, take some time away from your phone. Screen time does also keep you from doing things that will help you calm your nervous system. So if you can, please reduce your screen time. That will help you adjust better, okay? Another thing is set boundaries. I talked about boundaries a lot in my video about people pleasing. So if you feel like you're burnt out, there is something that you're doing there is somewhere you're giving more than you should be. There is somewhere where you need to start setting boundaries so that you can start experiencing a better, happier life. So learn how to set boundaries and start saying no where you need to say no, okay? Another thing is reconnect with things that give you joy. If it's hanging out around people, if it's artwork, if it's just living life, do things that make you find your spark again. Maybe it could be a hobby you used to do and then you left. Try and reconnect with it once again. Try and do some adventures. Go for hikes, go for walks. Things that move your body and things that at the end of the day help your mind to release these feel-good hormones is going to go a long way. What I will discourage is indulging in drug and substance to try and numb what you're feeling. That only makes you spiral into addiction in the long run. So instead of that, try and reconnect with other things that give you joy, okay? Reduce overcommitment. Don't start telling people how you're going to do this, you're going to do that to show up for. You cannot show up for every event or party that there is in town. Take a breather, take a break. Be intentional about where you are. Be intentional about what you're doing. You don't have to literally do everything. If it is not filling your cup and like serving a purpose in your life, there's no point of you doing it, okay? Another way is to nourish your body. Eat well, rest, drink things that are good for you. Do some exercises, because remember I've talked about burnout also involving physical exhaustion. So you're tired physically, so you want to do things that nourish your body. Another way is to practice micro rest habits. Micro rest habits is where you take 5 to 10 minutes of your day to rest, okay? In the previous video where I talked about procrastination, I talked about how you can use the Pomodoro technique, where you break an hour into chunks of 25 minutes, then a 5 minutes break, then 25 minutes, then a 5 minutes break. That helps you to have time for rest, even as you're being productive and doing whatever you're doing. Another way also is self-care. Please take good care of yourself. I've talked about physical nourishment. Listen to things that give you joy. Talk to someone about it. It will help you feel better. Take good care of yourself. What is that one thing that you do that when you do, you just feel better? Do that, okay? And identify the source of your burnout. What exactly is causing your burnout? Because once you understand the root, once you understand the source, you're able to take action in regard to that source. Put in place better structures for yourself. You're able to say, this is the amount of time I'm willing to give for this, and this is where I draw the line about it, So understand where it's coming from. Above all, if you have somebody you can talk to about it, please do. It does go a long way. If you have a therapist, if you have a friend, if you have a coach, somebody you can open to about and allow them to like pour into you in terms of encouraging you and giving you ways that you can overcome this, that is very, very helpful. Otherwise, that has been it for our video today. I hope you learned, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in our final episode of the Makeup in Mind talk. Bye.